Hello and welcome to episode 826 of the Tristan podcast, where we are not talking about my birthday. You, the audience, have done a wonderful job of not talking about my birthday, and I am here to make sure that you continue to do so. It is a private matter. It is none of your business. Stop talking about my birthday. If you begin to talk about my birthday, stop doing it. If you are not talking about my birthday, continue to not talk about my birthday. If you see someone talking about my birthday, tell them, hey, you should really watch episode 826 of the Tristan podcast. You will see that he wants you to not do that. And then they'll be like, oh my goodness, I must not have seen episode 826 of the Tristan podcast. If I had, then I would have known that Tristan specifically requested for people not to talk about his birthday. Let's make sure, this is still the other person talking, let's make sure that everyone knows that episode 826 of the Tristan podcast specifically requests that you do not talk about his birthday. And then the original person's like, wow, this is a great call to action to make sure that everybody knows that Tristan's birthday is not to be talked about as seen in episode 826 of the Tristan podcast. If everybody sees episode 826, then they will know. And then the third person, because I'm the first person, the second person was telling the third person not to do it. So now the third person's like, yes, a call to action to make sure that people know that Tristan podcast 826 says don't talk about his birthday would be good. And then I'll enter the picture and I'll be like, hey guys, hey Mr. Number 2, hey Mr. Number 3, we're all men. You, both, numbers 2 and 3, are talking about my birthday inadvertently while telling each other not to talk about my birthday. And then they'll be like, this is confusing. Maybe, this is both of them talking at the same time. Maybe we all should make sure that everybody watches episode 826 of the Tristan podcast. This way there will be less confusion over whether or not people should be talking about, and then I'll stop them like, hey, why are you both speaking in unison? That's weird. And then I'll also be like, and you were about to talk about my birthday. And then they'll be like, wait, so you're allowed to talk to us about your birthday, but we're not allowed to talk to each other about not talking about your birthday? And I'd be like, exactly.